commentary box coming up. Let's just watch the start of this race first. You've got the Temple Challenge Cup, the Dutch to the left, Oxford Brookes to the right. Piotr Gawłowski is alongside me. The other half of the Last Stroke Counts podcast has stepped into a Keel's role, and we're watching Oxford Brookes University getting a slender lead in the early stages of this Temple Challenge Cup. So, good start from them. Piotr, morning to you.
Good morning, Tim. It's a privilege to be commentating and covering the Henley Royal Regatta semi-finals. We've got some incredible racing just coming up ahead.
On the screen. Day already. We've enjoyed the semi-finals so far. You've just stepped into the commentary box. You're in a good place to tell us what conditions are like out there for the athletes.
I think we've got a slight bit of cross headwind as of this morning, but the conditions are going to be variable, so I would not expect them to stay consistent throughout the day.
And that makes it difficult, doesn't it, for the coaches setting up the boats and sending them on their way, and for the athletes. They have to be flexible in their thinking and be ready for anything, because, as you say, inconsistency in the weather and the winds particularly.
Oh, definitely. When there's a difference between a tail and a headwind, sometimes you even need to adjust the length of your oars and the inboard, so the distance of the handle that the athletes are holding in the boat. The gearing, as you'd call it.
This has got the makings of a very competitive race. You can see the Dutch, and it's the Oxford Brookes boat that the umpire is preoccupied with at the minute, sending them back across to the Buck side of the water. They have been the quicker of the two in the first quarter of this race, but just creeping out into the middle stretch, and the umpire getting involved.
This is Brookes' very familiar territory. They love racing in the Temple Challenge Cup. This is their fastest student boat in the whole of the club, and apparently is racing at a similar speed to the Ladies Plate 8 crew.
Really?
However, on the Dutch side, this is the fastest Dutch club crew of all time. Just 2 weeks ago, they posted a time of 5:29, which is incredible.
Yeah, so this is a seriously high caliber race, and you mentioned the history that Brookes boats have enjoyed in the Temple. Well, they were winners last year, beating Princeton University from USA. So they are the holders, and they'll want to be into the final tomorrow to defend that. They're making good work of that so far. But the Dutch, I think they are very much in this race, aren't they? Look, there's no doubt at all. The Dutch moving it extremely stylishly. This could be a terrific setup.
It absolutely will be. I think both crews are going to be really difficult to rattle. They've experienced, they know what they can produce. They're very much in tune with their own race plans. So up until we go past the progress board in the enclosures, the race is wide and open.
So Oxford Brookes to the left of your picture in the burgundy, navy and cream at the moment at half a length. But the Dutch looking pretty cool and composed. And as I'm talking, here comes a shift from the Oxford Brookes boat to move it up to 3/4 of a length, now to a length. They're definitely trying to put the foot down here, aren't they, at this stage? Give it some gas to get into a real dominant position.
That's exactly right. Brookes feel the most comfortable when there is a crew right next to them, because the way that they train, they do constant battle paddling side by side. That is their home territory, so they'll be mostly familiar with having another crew trying to row them down and staying away from them. And as they go through, perhaps till tomorrow, they're hopeful of the win, but they do believe Harvard will be their toughest opponents.
Maximilian Pianta in the stroke seat there. Down into the bow seat, Harry Fisher. Lots of previous Henley Royal Regatta experience, far more experience in the Oxford Brookes boat as far as local Henley experience goes, and that'll make a difference. They know how to deal with this course, these conditions, this unique regatta. Moving very well. They've held off the Dutch there, because the Dutch are poking back into the race, aren't they? And they've responded admirably.
Their coach, the Brookes' coach, Sam Shepherd, is a previous Temple winner for Oxford Brookes, so he will have definitely prepared all his athletes as to all the aspects and nuances of racing on the Henley stretch.
Yeah, that's another great moment, actually. A great spot, that even that experience of your coach having won this event, that must be a help, mustn't it? And you look at how many previous Henleys each of the athletes have rode in. We're just looking here at the Dutch boat, and they've got, you know, two previous Henleys, one previous Henley, all through the boat. But definitely Brookes using that experience at the moment as we move in front of stewards. They're not too far away here in the Temple Challenge Cup semi-final. Not too far for them to go.
The Dutch are raising the rate. They're throwing in their final push. It's now or never for them in the semi-final. If you do want to secure yourself in a spot on Sunday, the time is to go now. We're just going past the progress board, but Brookes just looks slightly more relaxed as they head into the final finish.
Brookes have got this one, the semi-final. They'll be up against Leroux of the Netherlands or Harvard of the USA tomorrow. We'll wait for that semi-final in half an hour. But over the line it comes Brookes. Good performance from them, seeing away the Dutch in the semi-final. They may have to see away the Dutch in the final as well, the Temple Challenge Cup.